It's another battle for the Aggies, and the KSL Sports Zone has it covered. The Aggies look for a win this Saturday as they take on McNeese State. Your home for all the play-by-play coverage of Aggie football is right here on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. It is JJ and Alex, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on a Monday. Our show is brought to you by G2G Bars. All natural ingredients and no preservatives make the G2G Bar the perfect protein bar. Give it a shot today. Costco, Holiday Oil, Maverick, Associated Foods, and many other retailers. In the refrigerated section, we love those G2G Bars. We're at the warehouse today. We love the warehouse. It's at 1825 South, 300 West right here in Salt Lake City. Speaking of Costco, you just buy your G2G Bars across the street and then come across the street and buy your mattresses and all your other furniture needs.
Go eat it while you're laying on your new mattress.
Yeah, why not? Come over and check it out.
Sounds kind of weird, but you'd enjoy it.
Well, but Tom will let you come over here and you know, kind of test out all the stuff. You sit down here on the showroom floor, lay down on one of the mattresses in the back.
G2G Bars are welcome here.
Come on, hang out with us. Let me see here, JJ. We got to kick off the hour officially. Let's get into the cut here at the top of the hour, and we're going to get into the AP poll, see where we are. This is really a practice in embarrassing ourselves across the country of people who you got right and people who you got wrong. And we're not done with it. It's too early in the year to really know what's going on. But, of course, the polls are part of the necessary evil of what college football is at the beginning of the year. So let's jump in right here with the cut.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. And,
of course, this portion of the show brought to you by the good folks at the Doug Smith brands of dealerships. All you have to do is go check it out for yourself in American Fork, Spanish Fork, and in Linden. It's the Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, now Mitsubishi in the family of the Doug Smith dealerships, and, of course, Subaru. So give it a shot today. Nobody knows cars like Doug. Nobody knows college football teams like AP voters. Like, they just get it all right every week. I'm just impressed by how much they know about everything.
There was a wild swing this week, too.
There was. And, look, I'm trying to think of the teams who made the biggest jumps in the polls. And when you see these big jumps, these are the types of swings that happen at the beginning of the year. This is by far the most volatile that the poll has been this entire year because – and nothing really changed in the top three, obviously. 1, 2, 3 still goes Ohio State, Penn State, LSU. Miami goes up to 4. Georgia goes up to 5. Florida goes down, or Oregon, goes down 2.
Why did they go down?
I guess
they didn't put enough points on Northwestern. They dominated that game.
That I feel Northwestern is so weird. That stadium is so weird. Where do they play? Evansville, right? It's like right there. It looks like
Evanston,
Evanston, that's what it looks like. It looks like a high school stadium in that place. It feels like it, and I feel like Oregon is there and going, man, this is funky.
They got a road win in conference play, and they dropped 2 spots.
That's fine. Whatever. Again, what did the gal say last week who moved up to Florida after they lost to USF? It'll all even out in the end.
Yeah.
So that's my new mantra for the AP poll. It's going to all even out in the end. At some point, they're going to get respect, I guess, maybe. Florida State, would you have had them? They moved up 3 spots without playing this weekend.
That's weird.
They go to 2-0, or they stay at 2-0, and they go up to number 7 in the country. Texas had a struggle on the struggle bus against UTEP. Arch Manning and Arch Manning's family must be just absolutely.
Utah State played UTEP better than Texas did.
You know what? That's a great point. The Miners showing up down in Austin. Nobody would have thought it would have. What was it, a 27-7 or 27-10?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They probably should have moved down even more, but they're there at that 8 spot.
Speaking of preseason overhype.
Yes.
Arch Manning, Clemson, Notre Dame.
The problem is it's not even preseason. That poor kid has had to hear it for the last 3 years, right?
It's not fair, and he's a good kid, and it's really not fair what's been thrown on his shoulders.
Illinois stays at 9. Now, here are your biggest shakers across the next 5 spots. You had multiple movings up, okay? Texas A&M goes from 16 to 10. Okay, they beat Notre Dame, so that'll get you there. But they go to 3-0. They move up 6 spots. I don't know about moving into the top 10 after 1 week. Either you were considered a top 10 team or you weren't yet. But
Notre Dame fell 16 spots for losing to a top 15 team.
Yeah, right. And
I'm not here to defend Notre Dame.
No, they're 0-2. And
their
so
losses are to Miami and Texas A&M.
So, but it looks weird, right, to have
16 spots?
But what do you do? Put them at 12, put them at 16, and then they're still 0-2, and you go, are we kidding here? Again, I'm going to go back to it. It'll all even out in the end. Yeah. We'll see. So that was one of the biggest moves up this week. Oklahoma goes up 2 spots to number 11. Iowa State goes up 2 spots to number 12.
After their struggle against Arkansas State?
I'm actually shocked by Ole Miss. Now, it might be an early, like, hey, you're not playing all the teams that we thought were going to get things done. But Ole Miss is 3-0. They moved up to 13. They might be overrated still. Alabama getting a big win over the weekend. They move up 5 spots. I've never seen a team.
Wisconsin's not very good.
I know. I've never seen a team who just is getting an automatic, like it's Alabama, just move them up 5 spots. Okay, we need them in the top 10 as soon as possible.
They shouldn't have moved 5 spots on that win.
Tennessee,
it's an unranked win.
Tennessee loses at home to Georgia. They stay 15th.
That's the most sensible. It's the most sensible thing I've seen so far.
Okay, so you like that move because normally it used to be
they choked. They should have won that game.
Right. But if you lose against a top 6 team at home, typically you should just be like, I don't care who you are, you're still going to move down.
I could make an argument they
right
should have
there.
moved up 2 or 3 spots.
Okay.
Why is Ole Miss moving up 4 spots for beating Arkansas?
Utah goes up 4 spots to 16.
Well, they beat that juggernaut in Laramie, so makes sense.
You mean Josh Allen's old team?
Josh Allen's
Man, they look good. Every commercial break had Josh Allen's face on it. Didn't you see that? The NFL's running spots with Josh Allen in it. The University of Wyoming is running spots with Josh Allen, like walking to class and stuff. And you're like, all right, settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down, pokes. They move up. Texas Tech moves up 4 spots, as does Utah, 16-17. Is that about right for them, or do you think that's these are over rankings right now?
I think that's probably where they should have been ranked.
Probably
earlier.
the beginning. Yeah.
And you're right. There's a lot of correcting going on right now, and I think that Utah and Texas Tech is that correction. But I do think their rankings fit, and I think it says a lot about that meeting coming up on Saturday. This is a big-time game coming up on Saturday.
So Georgia Tech goes to 3-0. They beat Clemson. And they don't move up at all. Now, part of that is
they went from unranked all the way to 18.
That's what it was. Yeah, they were unranked and then
they were not ranked. They moved all the way up to the poll, all the way to 18 for beating a team that I'm not really sure is that good.
Yeah, I don't know if they are either, but I will say that
that is an overcorrection.
That's an overcorrection. Indiana goes up 3 spots to 19.
Beating who?
Again, they are subject to, hey, you didn't blow it, and teams in front of you lost, and you'll be moving up.
Do you know who's finally going to pay for their crimes on Saturday?
Signetti? What? Who?
Indiana. Illinois is going to beat them.
Oh, yeah. No, I think so, too.
They're finally going to have to play a good team, and they're not ready for it.
It's been a while.
That'll be on NBC, by the way.
How about Diego Pavia and your guys, the Vanderbilt Commodores?
Guess who's playing them in 2 weeks? Bryson Barnes and Utah State.
Oh, that's right. Nate Johnson's old team.
That's right.
Vanderbilt's up to 20th. I know you probably had that on the bingo board. No. Was it Theo Vaughn who's got to go on a date with Diego Pavia's mom now? Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. He
made the bet, if we win this game, you have to go on a date with my mom. Theo Vaughn's like, yeah, man, I guess I'm going to date her.
Oh, man.
He's going on a date with
He'll
Diego
show her
Pavia's
a good time.
Mom. Oh, my goodness. Michigan at 21. They're up 2 spots. Auburn up 2 spots to 22. That's a team that I still don't think is – I think that they're fake still. I think Hugh Freeze I'm waiting for that shoe to drop.
It will.
I know they beat Baylor, and Baylor actually looks tougher than we thought, but my goodness. Missouri to 22 or to 23. Notre Dame falls all the way to 24. And then USC has cracked the top 25. Boy, the voters were begging to put those guys in. Now, if you're wondering about the others receiving votes, yes, BYU is right there on the edge there at that same exact. Now, I will say, too, I think they had 94 votes last week, too. So they're staying at the right spot. Look, you didn't play a game. You don't need to move up just because people lost, all right? South Florida moves out of the top 25 after they were in it for 5 seconds. But, of course, they lost to a very good Miami team right now. So we'll see how this thing shakes out. Here's going to be some big movement over the next few weeks. And I'm looking at the Big 12 at this, and I'm thinking, okay, BYU, TCU, Arizona State, all of them are going to have the opportunity to move up and into the top 25 in the next 3 weeks. You get a couple of wins. BYU, if they win next week, they're likely going to be in. If TCU wins big next week, they will likely see them move up almost into the top 25 or close therein. Arizona State, is back on track after that win against Texas State. So we'll see. If they can keep that thing going, they'll be in the top 25. Right now, the Big 12 has Texas Tech, Utah, and Iowa State in the top 25. Only 3 teams in the top 25 for the Big 12. That's not enough. You've got to prove yourself a little bit better. But I do think that the quality of those teams right now is looking really, really good compared to some of these other conferences.
Well, but the ACC only has 2, right? Am I getting that right? It's Miami and Florida State,
well,
and that's it? Who else?
You count Notre Dame in the ACC technically in your head?
I do not.
Okay.
Oh, I guess Georgia Tech has now moved in.
Yes.
So Georgia Tech replaces Clemson, so they remain at 3. 3-3. I mean, it's frustrating looking at the top 25.
A couple poverty P4 conferences right now.
It just feels like if you're in the Big Ten and the SEC, you're in. I mean, how many? It's crazy. I mean, USC hasn't done anything. So it is early, though. Everything will shake itself out. But the AP poll is a funny study, man. The overcorrecting and the stuff that's going on. Again, I don't want to apologize for Notre Dame at all. I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but dropping 16 spots after losing to a really good Texas A&M team doesn't make a lot of sense. And Florida State moving up 3 spots to number 7 in the country after playing nobody doesn't make any sense either. So make it make sense, AP top 25.
So in the I hadn't even thought about it, but the coaches poll, I don't know if there's a lot of movement in that. I don't know if you even care about it.
Yeah, there was. I mean, South Carolina dropped down 14 spots, Notre Dame 13 spots. Yeah. The biggest mover was Texas A&M moving up 7 spots.
BYU was 10. In the coaches poll, but then they found themselves on the outside, I think, because they just didn't play. But BYU, Arizona State, and let me see here. But there are a lot of teams in here that I think are still showing some life that are going to be there by the end of it. I think Texas Tech is proving to be pretty darn good. Utah, I think, is as solid as it gets of a team in the Big 12. I just think that Iowa State, that shoe's probably going to drop, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you look at Iowa State and think that they're going to maintain that?
I can't
because
see
if they're winning at this rate in a few weeks.
They're winning close games right now. And Arkansas State shouldn't have been a close game. An 8-point game against Arkansas State, that's a red flag to me. It's a red flag.
I do think that Iowa State isn't necessarily at that level that they need to be at, but I do wonder, too, as the AP poll goes through here, if Utah beats Texas Tech this weekend and they're being treated like the other teams who have won against higher-ranked teams and high-ranked teams in the AP top 25, where should Utah go after this week if they get a win over Texas Tech of any kind? Let's say they win by 2 touchdowns. Let's say they win by 1 touchdown, but it's there in Salt Lake and it's against a team that is ranked right next to you in the AP poll. Where should Utah go if they get a win against Texas Tech this week?
It will probably have a lot to do with what happens in front of them, but let's say, for instance, Iowa State's upset by Arizona. Why not put Utah all the way at number 12? Replace Iowa State with Utah there. Do I see them getting above Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Illinois if they beat Indiana? Probably not. So that's probably the ceiling, is moving up to 12, and that's only 4 spots. So somewhere in that mix there. I need to look at the schedules of the teams in front of them. Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee are the other teams after Iowa State, but I could see them moving up 4 spots to number 12 if things go their way and then some of the results come back in their favor.
Okay. I think it is one of those times when if we're looking at the AP poll and what the movement is going to end up being over the next couple of weeks, Week 4, Week 5, Week 6 is when I think it starts to get legit and starts to get more of what we should expect from these teams and more of a reality of what these rankings are. So we're looking forward to it. Of course, this weekend in Salt Lake is going to be one of those where we're able to really have a litmus test of what these teams are made of across the board here. Come back. We've got more to go around the corner. Yes, Deshaun Foster's exit from UCLA has people talking about the possibility of coaches who are going to fill that void. At the top of the list, at least in one ESPN article, is Kalani Sitake. We'll talk about it next right here at 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Let's go! Complete game coverage of the Cougars is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. The Cougars head east for a huge non-conference showdown against East Carolina. Your home for the best coverage of Cougar football is right here on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. We are so glad to have you on the program here with us. Happy Monday. We hope your weekend was awesome. Listen, we're having a pretty good year so far. It's early, but it's a pretty good year so far with the college football teams that are doing as well as they can. And, man, it's just –
it could be worse. You could be UCLA.
Now, this is the point I wanted to make, all right? Things aren't always greener, or in this case, powder bluer. Deshaun Foster loses his gig, and I feel bad for Deshaun Foster, not in a pity way, in a way that this is a picture of what UCLA athletics is right now.
It would be like BYU hiring Jamal Williams to be their head coach and then firing him 2 years later.
It'd be doing that after their coach left unexpectedly at the very end of the hiring cycle.
Right.
So a desperate move to hire a former player who has only coached at the GA level and at the running backs position coach level. And that's not to diss on Deshaun Foster. You know what he got? Was a dog of a situation with a bad support system at a UCLA school that shouldn't have a bad support system, but they've lost their way when it comes to prioritizing sports, when it comes to what it should look like at the level that they should be at in the Big Ten. Remember when they left the Big Ten and everybody looked at UCLA and USC and went, well, we know who they're looking for that group, right? It was USC and a combo deal with UCLA, okay? Now, both brands are significant. Now, USC obviously bigger, but from a basketball perspective, and the Big Ten is a basketball conference too.
Yeah.
It is a super basketball conference. Adding UCLA was a no-brainer.
UCLA's good at a lot of things, just not football right now.
And it's not just not football. It's like they are bad, and they are going to be lost for a while. The way that
boat race by New Mexico in the Rose Bowl.
New Mexico
absolutely clubbed.
Took a $1.2 million check, which is now the largest amount that anybody's ever been paid and then actually won the game for.
Wow.
Paid games, there are only a handful that are more than what New Mexico played for. But to beat a team and get that money, that's the largest amount of money that had ever been paid out to a team. The most embarrassing fashion ever. The memes that I saw of New Mexico going to the athletic department looking for their check, and it was like, these guys like doing these like little dances to go as they walk in to collect their check to be a bona fide loser. Nico Iamaleava has I don't know if there's a worse situation. Look at what Tennessee's doing. Look at the guy
with
UCLA's former quarterback. Joey Aguilar goes in there and goes, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And, yeah, they lose against Georgia at home in overtime. But you're at Rocky Top. You're in a place where they force good things to happen if things aren't going well. They figure out a way. UCLA hasn't figured out a way in a long, long time. Now, here's the thing. A few years ago, it was rumored that when this whole thing went down with Chip Kelly, when he left UCLA late in the coaching cycle and went to Ohio State as the offensive coordinator. And by the way, this is how the coaching world works. He already parlayed that national championship winning season last year into being an OC in the league now already, which is where he probably wanted to be the whole time, right? There's no way he wanted to be a head coach down in UCLA. There's no way. But Kalani Sitake's name was thrown around a few years ago, and ESPN threw his name out there again. Is there any chance in a world where BYU now, even just from 2 years ago, is at a very different spot, I think, for the football program? Is there any world where Kalani Sitake listens with an intent ear to another program who comes a-calling?
Not UCLA.
Especially during the middle of a season.
There may be some other programs he would listen to, not UCLA. Everybody out in coaching circles knows it's a dumpster fire. Everybody knows the president doesn't care about football.
You're not going to get the
support. You're not going to get the NIL. You're not going to get the support. It's a mess. And just to show you how big of a mess it is, they're just having a committee of like the same people that made other hires do it again. Just UCLA people. They're not looking outside the box. They're not trying to be creative. They're not really looking across the country. They're just going to hire another UCLA person. It's not a good situation. So this is not it for Kalani. You're going to hear rumors about it because people are going to try to put it out there. UCLA may have interest in him. UCLA is going to try to keep their fan base happy by throwing out all these names that they're interested in. So you're going to hear more names come out in the media as they go through the process. But there's no way Kalani Sitake seriously considers becoming the head coach at UCLA and leaving what he has right now at BYU. It's never been better to be the head coach at BYU. Never. He finally has the support he needs for his staff. He's got great assistants.
Presumably he's getting paid legit now.
No,
right?
I would actually think a name at BYU that would get more run and actual would be
Jay Hill.
Would be realistic as Jay Hill.
Yeah.
Now, he's had an FCS head coaching job and did a phenomenal job at Weber State. Phenomenal. So he hasn't had that Power 4 job or even that Group of 5 job as a head coach. But if I'm UCLA and I was thinking outside the box and I want to form an identity and I want to get at least one side of the ball shored up, I'm going Jay Hill. He already knows all the recruiting spots on the West. He's a phenomenal recruiter. He can go get the staff that you need to be successful. Be patient. Go get somebody like Jay Hill to run your program. I don't think they're smart enough. I don't think they can think outside of the box to do that. So I think he's safe as well. And I don't know if Jay Hill would want to leave BYU right now. He's a Utah guy, meaning he's from Utah. He wants to be here. He's turned down other opportunities outside of the state to stay here and stay home because that's where his family wants to be. It would take a lot to pull Jay Hill away, too. I don't think BYU fans have anything to worry about. I would be shocked and stunned if there's even an interview taken for that UCLA job by either Kalani Sitake or Jay Hill.
Brian Santiago in the offseason, when he was hired as the athletic director, what did he say? He didn't bring up Kevin Young first. He brought up Kalani first
because he wanted to make sure, because he's a basketball guy. He wanted to make sure everybody knows I'm all in on football,
football
too.
Guy.
I get it. I understand what pays the bills.
Right, and I also think that he legitimately understands that to the point that he goes, I'm not just saying it for show. Like, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We don't know the terms of how much he was extended or how long or how much he got extended with. But I think we're at the point now where people are expecting that BYU is going to be right there on par with what the pay is for coaches that are in the Big 12 that are doing a pretty darn decent job. And by the way, a guy whose tenure is now into a decade of coaching at BYU, and that the best growth that has happened during that time has happened while he was the head coach, in terms of exposure, in terms of the NIL stuff, in terms of, and a lot of that has to do with the university making a commitment that we're watching other universities not do.
Yeah.
One of those is UCLA. One of those is Stanford. A handful of Clemson is one of those that makes an investment at a crazy money level, but is not making the jump fully when it comes to the NIL stuff, when it comes to hitting the transfer portal in earnest and being smart about, no, this person can make our team better. Not just that's not a committed kid. If he's in the transfer portal, I'm over it. That's an old school way of looking at it. And I think that a guy like Kalani Sitake, there's no way that he leaves to go to UCLA. Is it impossible that he leaves BYU and takes a head coaching job somewhere else? No. But I think you're exactly right. This is never going to be the play for him. I know that they could maybe make it look flowery, get him down to LA after the season's over, and to make some sort of a pitch to him down there at Westwood. But there's no stinking way that Kalani would want to go to UCLA and pick up the pieces. Some people like a project, but like Urban Meyer wouldn't even take this job.
I could see Bronco Mendenhall taking it on. That type of a coach, I don't know where they turn. I really don't.
Could you imagine Bronco coming to Utah State for 1 year or two and then going, anyway, my wife and I are making the move to L.A. We've always loved it there. We're going to take our horses down there.
Probably not a good culture fit, right?
Yeah.
Bronco in L.A., probably not a good fit.
Time.
Bronco's right where he needs to be.
We'll see.
I know we're kind of making fun of it.
But money talks?
What is UCLA going to do? What are they going to do? What's the match? What's the coach out there? Because they're going to think big. They got to go out and get the big name. They got to win the press conference. Then hopefully it's with UCLA ties and go get one of their guys or get a big name. That's not going to solve their problems. They have problems bigger than what the head coach is, and they've got to solve those problems first.
Is there a quality retread out there?
Successful.
Is there a quality retread out there, JJ, we could have them jump on? Anybody?
I think UNLV already hired one of those. Who's the talking head on TV right now that's looking for a job?
Hugh Freeze gets fired from Auburn and then he takes
gosh.
the UCLA job. Now, that's the kind of move that I would see UCLA doing because they're that dumb. Oh, Gruden. Gruden wants to get our producer Alex Napolis yelling out.
Hey, yeah, that's a good
Here's
idea.
how you got to run an offense if you're going to be in Los Angeles. It's interesting. It's even too big of a mess for John Gruden, though, I think. I don't know, though.
Could they pull Chris Peterson out of retirement?
Hey, Peterson.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peterson, you want to come over here and coach with me over there? L.A., Los Angeles. No,
I'm just trying to think of that big name out there that's available.
They've never done the big name. They really haven't. Chip Kelly was like, when he took that job,
he was no commodity.
Yeah, but he had come off of some crap years in the NFL where he was looked at like not the old guy at Oregon who won games. He was looked at as the old busted.
Do they rehire Rick Neuheisel?
Oh, my goodness. No. No, absolutely not. All right. Let's take a break. Neuheisel, was he the head coach when BYU beat them 59-0?
Oh, yes, he was. I think Norm Chow was the offensive coordinator, too. Am I misremembering?
Old Max
Neuheisel
Hall
was definitely the coach.
Old Max Hall with a decent day against the Bruins there down in Provo.
They pulled Jim Moore out of UConn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He coached at UCLA for 5 years.
Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, again, retreads, old names, people who aren't getting it done anymore. Yeah.
Did you know technically Jed Fish was the head coach?
Really?
For one game or 2 games at UCLA.
Interim?
Yeah, for Jim Moore. After he was fired. It's funny.
No, I could see Jed Fish leaving Seattle immediately, going down to UCLA.
Oh, heck
too.
No. Nobody wants this job. Nobody wants it.
It's a joke. All right, we'll come back. We are at the warehouse, 1825 South, 300 West. Deals are piling up here. And Tom's going to roll out some big ones next as well. So he's going to come on. We're going to get some deals going. We'll get you out of here with some amazing deals on mattresses and for sofas and love seats and for any of the accoutrement when it comes to furniture. So we'll be right here. More to go around the corner at 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Basking in the sports misfortune of others to help make you feel just a little bit better about yourself. As JJ and Alex present,
yes, we got beat. We got beat badly.
It sucks to be you.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on a beautiful Monday. We appreciate you joining the show. Hey, if you were listening to DJ and PK this morning, then you would have heard them giving out the Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealer play of the weekend. And what they do is they give out that play, and then if you're able to parrot it back to us, what that play was that they gave out on their show, then we're going to give you an Amazon gift card just for your troubles. So just tell us what it is. You don't have to be calling number 12 or anything. Just call. Tell our producer, Alex, what that play is, and then you'll be able to get that gift card from Amazon because you know what it is. It's all brought to you by the Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers. The fastest-growing full-line brand is your Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers. Just call 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-9663. And there you go. Sucks to be Deshaun Foster. We went over that a little bit. It still sucks to be Deshaun Foster.
That's
although
tough.
There's part of me that goes, man, that dude is probably going, phew, they got to pay me out, and I get to walk away. Now, I know that my name's going to be dragged through the mud, or people are going to look at me.
His alma mater. He's a UCLA hero.
Yeah, but the glory days of UCLA, were they ever around, now that I think about it?
You'd have to go way back to the 90s.
So there's that. We already got through
90s.
that.
Troy Aikman years.
Sucks to be Clemson for losing to Georgia Tech. I get that. Georgia Tech's a pretty decent team, though. I think that it actually sucks worse to be South Carolina, who was pubbed and hyped so much, and they got their butts absolutely handed to them this weekend.
Clemson wasn't pubbed and hyped? They got 2 losses already.
Yeah.
Their chances of a college football playoff are pretty much dead.
Close to zilch. Yep. Yeah. I would say, too, sucks to be Arch Manning for all of the hatred that kid's getting over everything, right? Sucks to be –
It can't be easy to be Arch Manning.
No. Sucks to be Bengals fans who found out today when they woke up that Joe Burrow, or not even fans, how about our producer Alex Napolis, who had him as his fantasy quarterback?
That's even more devastating for people across the country.
He pulled a that's my quarterback move on me today, and I went, oh yeah.
No.
Sorry
about that.
Joe Burrow, he ruined your fantasy. He ruined your fantasy league. Oh no. Joe Burrow.
Jake
obviously.
Browning will save you, Alex. Jake Browning will save you.
Is that the backup?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Husky.
He led him to a win yesterday.
I'm a Washington Husky guy.
He got it done.
Come on, man.
Jamar Chase is a receiver, and he'll make any quarterback look good.
Okay. I was going to say, though, aside from all those people who it currently sucks to be, does it suck to be the Chiefs who are now 0-2?
That's a problem. Have you looked at their schedule?
I will say, too, the NFL is not kind historically to teams who start the season off 0-2. The playoff picture gets very bleak even just after 2 games if you're 0-2.
Yeah, and if you get to 0-3, you're pretty much toast.
It's not impossible, but it's not an easy hill to climb. And I will say, in an AFC West where your Broncos are starting to be a little bit
I'm not going to talk about yesterday.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about it. What a garbage call that was.
Oh, here it comes.
Fake. That's a fake rule. It's a fake rule.
What was it called? Leveraging.
Leveraging? On a 60-yard field goal attempt?
That was my favorite, was to watch that Colt mascot fall down all sad, just because he's used to it, you know?
Oh, that's what I had so much joy, and then there's a flag. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
It's the best.
And it's not just a 5-yard penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, 45-yard chip shot, no problem.
And that's exactly what happened. Gosh dang it.
Yeah,
Can we talk about how the Chiefs suck?
Sucks to be
By
Broncos.
the way, the Giants, they play the Giants next, which doesn't feel like
Okay, let me ask you this.
Slam dunk.
So wait, now the Monday night games is it the Chargers Vikings tonight? Is that a
No, the Vikings Falcons was last night. You got Chargers Raiders.
Oh no, not Vikings.
And you've got Texans Bucks.
Chargers Raiders. So they're battling for supremacy at the top of the AFC West. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly what we're hearing. Which
the 0-2
sucks to be the Broncos too. Apparently,
you haven't been able to say the 0-2 Chiefs at the very bottom of the
Isn't
AFC
that
West.
crazy?
The
Raiders are playing at home tonight in Vegas. They could be 2-0 and leading the division tonight.
That's bonkers. Don't give Lloyd that kind of hope, though. Okay, I'm sure he probably heard it and he's like, "Darn you, JJ, give me hope."
Lloyd went home for the day.
Ah, all right. We'll come back. John Wilner going to join us next. He, of course, is one of those AP voters. We're going to make him answer to the Clemson dilemma, which he had that team at number 1 before the season started. Much more across the world of college football as well. Stay here, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.